Good evening. Once more, it's Monday and it's mental mind treatments. I'm very happy to have a number of names and numbers and what they want in front of me. But I also want to say welcome to anybody who comes in, whatever time, or if you're re listening to this. Remember that you can listen, and the mental mind treatment could be for somebody else, but if it relates to you, it is a part. We are all joined together. And very often one person can speak for one, and it actually is for many, many, many others as well. That is the joy of knowing that we really are all connected. And whoops, I'm throwing my pen around already. Oh my goodness, can't even hold my pen properly. And so it's a wonderful thing to be able to do these wonderful prayers that I learned so many years ago and have used over and over for myself and others. And I just want to say both Marianne and Laurie have said hello. And just remember, Laurie, if you have anything that you would like a mental mind treatment for, or if you have some numbers you want me to take a look at, and usually I do a mental mind treatment as well. So while we wait for others to come on in, I'm going to start. I had a person email me actually last Monday, right? Just no, it would have been Tuesday, just right after the. But anyway, I've had it sitting on the, created a new pad for tonight. The name is Karan. I think it's Karan. Yeah. The numbers that she gave me were 2, 6, and 11. And 2 is always about balance, but it also is about decision. So to me, when I look at this, and because the number 11 is the higher power of a 2, which is the commitment to a decision, when I look at this, Karen, what I see here is that you've got a decision to make. Now, at least you did when you gave me these numbers. And there's a lot of confusion around it. It's almost like a fog bank. I can't see a thing. Where am I going to go? And the key is you need to decide, do you want this or not? And if you want it, there has to be a commitment. And the confusion is basically because the decision isn't being made. We create the majority of our lives by decisions that we make. And then we things happen and we go on from there. But if we're trying to look for all the answers before we absolutely decide, what ends up happening, we get into this confusion state. And the confusion is that it's just that because we're not making up our mind. Very often when we make a decision and we might begin to work towards the decision, we realize, oh, that's not quite the way to go. So you make a change. But what I see for you, Karen, is that the decision needs to be made so the confusion can leave and that you can commit. We can make decisions about all sorts of things, but until we commit to those decisions, nothing too much happens, believe me. So confusion, yeah, that's what begins to happen. So I truly trust that, hope that the message of that will help. And I'll just do a quick treatment on that too as well. I know the one power and the one essence, and I speak my word for Quran right now, knowing that I can become decisive, I can be as aware, I can be true to the end goal that I am wanting, and that I am willing to step forward, leaving confusion behind and seeing the end goal that I really, really want right in front of me, so I'll know the steps that I need to take to achieve there. I give thanks for this clarity. I give thanks for the knowing, and I give thanks for having the strength to decide, yes, this is what I want, and be able to commit to move forward. I give thanks in the knowing of this, and I give thanks in knowing that it will be and be done in really, really quick time. And so thank you. I say thank you, thank you, thank you for the blessings. And thank you for Karen for actually emailing me. Appreciate it. Okay, Karen. Happy Karen, happy spring. Yeah, I know. It's so funny. The clock's moved ahead and I'm sitting in my chair, watching a TV show and kind of forgot where I was. And all of a sudden I looked up and realized, oh my goodness, I better start getting ready because it was light outside. I wasn't thinking. I was prepared 3 hours ago. I bet I wasn't prepared half an hour ago. And it's so funny just to think about how quickly, when the light comes, how things change. Okay, Karen, what do you say? Happy spring. Yes, I would love a treatment for being more aware of divine guidance. I think we did one similar to this. Let's see. Hang on. Let me see in the numbers what you got here. 14, 5, and 20. Okay. Divine. A lot of us at times feel we need to have that divine guidance. And it's often with us being clear. I think it's very often it's very difficult for the divine to guide you clearly when you find that you're not really clear in yourself. But anyway, let's look at these numbers that you've given me here. This is all about, I think I'll explain the numbers and I'll put them together. 14 has a lot to do about balancing the different aspects of your life. 5 shows that there's more knowledge that is needed and required. And 20 is acceptance of the results of probably further earlier decisions, etc. So to me, when I put that all together and look at it, what I really am drawn to the 20 as being very, very important. They're all higher arcana cards. They all have an importance to them. It's like balancing your life when you have only so many hours in a day, only so much energy, only, whatever. There is a balance that goes on with that. And the key here is to be very aware of that. And which you do, you ask for knowledge when you need it. But also, we also know our own awareness. And if we listen to our own selves very often, we really do get our own answers. And I feel that's part of it, is to ask. I'm a great believer in ask and you shall receive. So it's like, yes, you're balancing your life out, but I think that in this case, it's not so much just the answers outside, although I just love your questions every week. I appreciate them. Is to accept that the divine energy is consistently working with you, no matter where, what, when, and how. And it's a matter of acceptance, I think. Very often what we get to do is not what we think we should be doing. And that sometimes creates a little bit of a problem. So anyway, let's just move into the treatment and see, Karen, what we get here. I know there is one power and one essence. And I know as I speak my word for Karen, that balance, not only from the different aspects of my life, but also the guidance from above as it comes into my world and it's like put out into the world, comes with ease and grace. I give thanks in the knowingness that I am a vehicle, a channel almost for awareness and knowledge. And I give thanks for knowing also when I'm being sticky there, because that's the word that comes, sticky in a maybe it's something new or different or a premise or an idea, and I get stuck on it somehow. And I forget just to accept and be gracious and grateful for what's shown to me. So what I feel here is needed is energy, steps moving forward, and not too much overthinking, too much knowing that no matter what, the divine has your back. And that if you do move it in perhaps an inappropriate, it's not so much wrong, but we'll say inappropriate direction, that you will be guided. You will know enough to guide yourself back into where it is you really, really want to go and what you want to go. Give thanks in the knowing, and I release this thought, knowing it is true for Karen. All is well. Moving forward, slowly and surely, at peace and at one with oneself. And I just give thanks by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay. I'm just going to do a mental mind treatment for a friend of mine. And we'll call her Miss M. Lots of things going around for her personally, business, etc. One of those times in life. And so I'm going to speak my word for Miss M by knowing that the divine energy is always there, and to let the worry basically take a holiday. I could say take a back step, but I feel like take a holiday so that you have clarity to allow the answers to come in. I just feel it's time to just hand it all over and say, show me the way. Bring to me what I need to know. Allow it to unfold, not by the way maybe I think it needs or should, but how it will be for the betterment of myself and everyone else. I just know that the ease that will happen when we take the worry away from the mind, what miracles can occur when we allow ourselves to be open for the unexpected. I give thanks in knowing that in this clarity is there when the worry stops. I give thanks in knowing that the steps that are needed to be created to move forward will become super clear as we let worry go. I also give immense thanks and just knowing that the divine essence has your back, is there for you, and just to be able to relax in the knowingness that you are looked after and all will be well. And so I release this thought knowing that it is true, it is done, that clarity on the steps forward will come easily, even more easily as you let go worry. There is light, there is joy, there is adventure. Those three words come to me, knowing that they are true. And I give thanks by letting this go by saying, and so it is. Amen. Now, I'm just looking at an answer here that Karen types says, so true. I'm not always very clear. And as always, so true. Oh, so true and insightful. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I do. Okay, I'm going to do this for Miss A. And 3 numbers was given to me, which was a 3, a 7, and a 21. The 3 is the law of love. The 7 is leaving the past behind, and 21 is balancing of the everything, new, the old, just bringing an awareness of totality. We also wanted to look at self-belief. I just think this is about trusting yourself. And so I speak my word for Miss A by saying, I know there is one power and one essence in this world. And I know that that essence is in everything as well as everyone. I speak my word for Miss A by knowing that as I move forward in love and light and understanding, that everything shifts and changes, that the self-belief that I have about myself and what I am able to create and what I'm able to bring forward comes forward with so much ease, comes forward with such a delight that I'm able to embrace it. And embracing it, I realize how I was in the past is behind me, that I am not that anymore. There is a saying in some religions about being born again. Being born again is like letting go the doubt, letting go guilt, letting go regret, and moving into a place of awareness that you are blessed. And in that blessing, the self-belief of your connection to the divine, to the source, to the love energy source, whatever you want to call that, is there, and it changes the baseline of your cells. It changes your subconscious. It changes everything by accepting and knowing the light, the love, the understanding is there for you at any given moment in any given day. And so you listen to yourself and let the music of the spheres, you could call it, the voices of the spheres, talk to you and guide you and give you support and give you love every step along the way. And I just want to say, as I release this thought with great gratitude, delight, and belief, and so it is. Amen. During the week, a Facebook came up saying that a person that I know, his mother was in hospital at that point awaiting hip surgery. She's 80, in her 80s, and she had been prepped twice for the surgery, and twice, because of circumstances, didn't get it. So I my heart went out to this, because I can imagine being 80 and broken your hip, and now you're waiting and you think you're going in, you prepped all for it, because and then bang, no, back later. And so that's hard on you. So I mentioned to my first friend that I know that I would be willing to do a prayer, and she was very grateful of that. So the lady's name is now I don't know the pronunciation of her last name exactly, but I'll do my best. Her name is 80 years old, Teresa Van Villenzen. I can't get that last part really well, but anyway, that will get to her for sure. So if we can join our minds together on that. I know the one power and the one essence is there for each and every person. And it is the knowing that this force is there that aids and helps. As I speak my word for Teresa, I know that this hip surgery recovery will be easy, fast, and sufficient. It's like it feels like, even as I'm speaking, the bones are knitting and things are coming together, and that Teresa feels a sense of peacefulness, like something about resting now. I'm able to rest now. And in resting, the recovery goes faster and easier, and that there is a sense of being. Now, I wrote some numbers down here for just tuning in myself, and it is that total acceptance of light that lets go of all the confusion, because there's strength to put into the material world of being. I think Teresa already has a great perception on knowingness and lovingness of the divine energy, and she just it's like surrendering to that and allowing that to come through, and not let all the other that goes on when you're in hospital and you're recovering from these things. I just feel peace with her, and therefore I give thanks in knowing that recovery is easy, peacefulness is easy, the joy of life is easy, and everything flows in way. And so I give thanks in knowing that this will be, and it is done, and that her recovery comes just comes peacefully. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. And it comes easily. And so I just say, as I release this thought, knowing it's true, with a sneeze of letting go, by saying, and so it is. Amen. Now, the next one I have in my book is for Colleen. I asked her permission to do this, and she said yes. 3 numbers she gave me: 18, 4, 12. 18 is fear. There's no doubt about it. When we have to confront our fear, 4 is not, again, uncertainty, and 12 is acceptance. And we've talked a lot about, her and I have talked a lot about this aspect. But the mental mind treatment is basically to have these profitable opportunities come to her, especially in educating others. And I think that the fear needs to be let go. And also, sometimes when we've hit walls in life, and we do hit them, we do get overburdened by certain things. We forget our optimism. And I think it's very, very important here to accept that when we take a spiritual point of view, when we begin to realize there is an energy that is there for us, and to relax more, life can begin to work more effectively. So in light of that, I'm just going to go do my mental mind treatment this way. I know there is one power and one essence. And as I speak my word for Colleen, I know that the energy around her is changing so that profitable opportunities can come to her with ease and grace. All stress, all strain gets dissolved and cleared, and the possibilities and the opportunities, more than even realized, can find the way to her door, can find the way into her life. There needs to be joy. There needs to be peace. There needs to be a tranquility within her, as she moves forward in creating these opportunities to do what she loves to do. So every second, with every breath, it's that joy of doing. It is the joy of being that takes place of the fear and the uncertainty and the questioning, and allows herself to accept this is what I want to do with joy and love and ease, and not think about so much the end result. No, the end result will be there because it's joy and love is what propels this. I give thanks in knowing that is joy and love that is propelling this in such a direction of movement of where it's going and heading. And I give thanks for this as I release this thought, knowing it is true, it is done. Opportunities are coming that will bring profit, joy, even more joy and more happiness as everything opens up and is done. And so we release this thought, knowing it is true and it is done by saying, and so it is. And I'm just so grateful for that. Now I'm going to speak my word for Miss M here. Numbers given to me is 3, 10, and 19. Again, wanting clarity. Often we need clarity in these. Actually, what it shows here with the numbers, 3 is love, 10 is change, and 19 is tremendous growth into the new. What I see here is having love in your heart is through the changes that are coming, or maybe even here now, but are coming, leads you into this whole new world, a whole new experience. And so that we all work within that, within the mind treatment for clarity, knowing that in the one power and one essence, there's the knowingness of change into absolute love, joy, peace, and happiness. But with all that comes an extra clarity, the clarity of putting one step in front of the other and rejoicing in every day that you're moving to where you want to be, which is that beautiful 19 as you leave the past behind and move ahead. Change is here, but we want it consolidated into the new vibration. I give thanks in knowing that the past is receding and the future is becoming more and more substantial, that the clarity that you're needing and require as you move forward is there, and just step by step, and it will be. And so we release this thought knowing that it is true, that clarity is there as the newness and the movement and the growth is there also. They go hand in hand. I give thanks as I release this, knowing it is done, and it is true for Miss M that she has not only clarity, but movement forward in life and in love. And I give thanks for that by saying, and so it is. Okay. Next one I'm going to do is for Miss C. The 3 numbers I found myself, or weren't given, I found was 11, which is decision, 5, meaning more knowledge, and 12, which is acceptance. And so we claim that into remaining calm and being able to handle things. What I see actually through the 3 numbers is really being clear on the commitment of what you're wanting to do. More knowledge definitely is needed in understanding how acceptance works. I have found that the law of acceptance to me is one of the strongest, the ones that I often have to go back to say, oh, yeah, right, I've got to accept this as it is. Because once you accept something as is, you will decide how you want to change it, or you'll create a different ideology to move forward from it. So as we move into treatment for this, I know the one power and one essence, which happens for Miss C, is the moving forward, and the overwhelmingness which occurs gets put aside because the belief in the self grows, the commitment to the self grows, so that the pathway becomes very clear as to what needs to be done and the direction the path needs to go. There is a sense of accepting, I want to say, your destiny, your ability to create, that you're not just a pawn. It's like you create your own world. You are the creator. You need to accept your power of knowing and not let everything come on in. Yes, more knowledge can be very helpful. Yes, you can understand energy more, but it's like just being calm, knowing that your energy is contained, that you are aware of your direction, your goals, why you're doing what you're doing, and where you want to go. It is the knowing of clarity and remaining calm is what brings you success and delight and awareness of direction, of purpose, and knowing that all will be well. I release this thought, knowing that it is done, that Miss C is absolutely at one and at peace within herself. And so I release this thought, knowing it is true, by saying, and so it is. Amen. And now I'm going to go to Mr. J. I didn't pick any numbers for the, usually I sit down and kind of tune into some numbers. So I'll just do that right now. 17, 20, and 6. Okay. This is about balance, acceptance, and not getting confused about things. That I had one similar somewhere else. I had 2, 6, and 11. This is 6 at the end, which means that very often, even when they have clarity, you move into confusion. Often that has to do with learning about how to be responsible for yourself, etc. Anyway, today we're going to do a mental mind treatment for Mr. J of letting go of old emotions. Oh, that's funny. I just realized how that fits in with the numbers so well. And I'm just going to talk to that for a moment. Sometimes we're so attached to our old feelings of guilt, regret, sorrow, hurt, pain, all of those things, that even when we're showing light and love and we see doorways leading into different directions, that we are just can't figure out how to make the step into them. So let's go see what we get here. I know there's one power and one essence. And as I speak my word for Mr. J, I know that letting go of old emotions, old decisions, old aspects of self is not always the easiest thing to do. And yet, to find peace, to sleep well at night, to let go of addictions, to be all that you can be, is really to know that there is a stronger power, that there is a power of light and love. And even when you perceive that, not to reject it, but to allow it into your heart, to allow it into the essence of your being, so that you become strong in the awareness that you are part of the whole the element of life and joy and peace of all things. I give thanks in the knowingness that this energy is there for you. I give thanks in the knowingness that you touch into it and pull away, because you're not sure what to do with it and what it expects of you, and you're fearful of being let down again. And actually it's about letting yourself down, not that other people let you down. It's letting yourself down. So I also want to add into this treatment a sense of purpose inside, a very strong purpose of being, so that there is a sense of light at the end of the tunnel. And to know where that tunnel leads, have an idea where that tunnel leads, have a sense of being where that tunnel leads. So you can go step by step by step by step, having purpose and awareness of difference, a different world, a different sort of air, a different way of looking at things. I give thanks in knowing that life around Mr. J is changing. I give thanks in knowing that he's letting go of old emotions, decisions, beliefs, attitudes, judgments, and willing to step into a new world, a new understanding, and without fear and walking into that peacefulness of love, of understanding, so that he can regain his power, his lovingness, his knowingness of who he is and where he is and where he's heading. And for this knowingness, I give tremendous thankfulness within my heart, because I always like it to see when people make a transition from all the old guilt and they move into all the other elements of being. Thank you, Karen. You were the first person that I did a treatment for, so just re-listen to it back. You're the first one up, so you'll be able to see it there. I was then, and I'm just actually going to sort of finish up. But thank you for joining. That's the one thing when it's up on, and it'll be up quite quickly after I tune off, is that it's you can re-listen anytime. And remember that the mental mind treatments that we do are applicable to anyone if they resonate with it, for sure. Now I'm going to finalize tonight by doing another treatment for myself. And so my arm gave a twinge just to remind me that it's still there. It will, anyway, it's around my own health. So I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that that strength, that lovingness is within me, around me, supports me. And I also know that all the cells of my body resonate to that. And as we resonate to that, that which is not necessary has been removed so that the rest can grow easily and nicely in all areas of ways. I give thanks in knowing that I am able to be strong within these coming days, that I do that which needs to be done to create easy transition into the newness of life. I also give thanks in knowing that the light, the love essence with which I depend on so much in so many ways, is there with me every step of the way. I give thanks in knowing for a great ending of all this and releasing this thought now by saying, and so it is. Amen. And so it is. Now, that was tonight. Just a reminder to you, your friends, etc. If you, what's the word I'm going to say? Do what people have done this week. Email me, message me, whatever, and just let me know what the situation you want addressed. 3 numbers between 1 and 22, using those those 2 end numbers. And we'll continue this because I find it correlates. I think you'll find that is also enjoyment. We'll also be back on Wednesday where we're looking at the tarot symbols number 4. The 4, that's everything that deals with a 4. 4 is usually foundation, but you'll see that very often in our way we live, it doesn't always work well for us when we get too stubborn, when we get too set, or when we have received really nice elements and then it changes. But anyway, that'll be on Wednesday. And then, of course, on Sunday, I'll be back with a Sunday thought. I want to thank you very, very much for listening, for being there, supporting. And I feel your love a lot. So I appreciate it. Thanks. Have a nice night.